It's got a D12 in it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lock. Come on, shoot. Oh, that's not good. And a ballistic.
Oh.
So let's talk about what happened with my Big Daddy. As you saw from the photos, it suffered some pretty severe damage during that flight. The up part was great, as is the case, and the recovery wasn't so much. This is the end result. As you saw in the photos, it got gnarly airframe damage there. And the nose cone was smashed so much that the piece actually just kind of broke off when I touched it with my thumb. But it went up great and then just came down, and it's like it never ejected, and it was motor eject. So once the motor lights, typically everything works fine. On further inspection though, when we picked it up out of the road, it looks a lot more charred in there than it did previously. I had flown this before, and even though I altered the nose cone to add more space and more volume so I could fit a parachute in there and recovery harness and stuff, because you can see this is not stock, it's flown great. It's flown great like, gosh, 7 or 8 times before. Never had a failure with it. And then this time it's like had I have been flying electronics, you would have thought I forgot to turn the electronics on or something, which wasn't the case. So trying to figure out what happened to the Big Daddy, I think the motor failed. And by that I mean it worked, it burned, but I think the ejection charge was like too weak. Either it was a bad ejection charge from the factory, or it just kind of flamed instead of burned. It explosively burned out and created enough pressure to pop the nose cone and the recovery gear out. If you don't know what I mean, I'll tie in a clip right here so you see what I mean by it just flaming. Sometimes if it flames on a bad motor, it doesn't create enough pressure to pop the nose cone out, and I think that may have been what happened, because if you look how charred it is in there, and if I just take my finger and touch it, it all comes off on my finger. You can see right there. So I'm going with that. I don't know of anything else. I mean, other than that, it was perfect up and down on a D12.5 motor. But in any case, that's the price you play the game. So I've been wanting to build another Big Daddy with the Bad Boy Rocketry 4x24mm cluster mount in the back. So this will give me an excuse to do that. This was my second Big Daddy. My first one is stuck in a tree in Farmer's Branch somewhere. That was one of the originals from like 97 or something. But yeah, so I'll be on to Big Daddy number 3 after this.